Nzinga of Madamba, warrior queen of Angola, call me king. Queen Nzinga was a famous warrior, an African freedom fighter. She was born in Jinga Mbande, Ngola Kiluaje, and Gwengwele Kakomba in around 1582. She was named Njinga, according to tradition, because she was born with her umbilical cord wrapped around her neck. In her Kimbundu language, Kijinga means to twist or turn. Nzinga was also known as the Queen of Madamba, has been a source of great inspiration to Angola and the African continent. Queen Madamba was a great military leader. She fought several battles to resist the Portuguese of those days who raided her country from time to time in search of slaves and economic gain. She was also a very good diplomat and a peacemaker, making several attempts to make peace with the Portuguese. It was when the Portuguese continued to deny her country physical and economic freedom that she formed an army to fight against them for 30 years. According to historical records, she was groomed by her father, allowing her to sit at his feet when he governed his kingdom. He also carried her with him to war. Nzinga had a brother, Ngola Mbande, and two sisters, Fungi Mbande, and Gambo Mbande. She grew rapidly and accompanied Angola to peace conference with the Portuguese governor, João Correia de Sousa, in Luanda in the year 1622. Her brother wanted the Portuguese to remove the fortress of Ambaca that had been built in his land in 1618 by the governor Luís Mendes Vasconcelos, and also for him to return some of his subjects called the Kijigo, who had been taken captive. Ngola Mbande also wanted mercenaries in Bangala employed by the Portuguese to stop their activities. The Portuguese called the territory Angola, confusing it with the title Ngola, king, and the name stuck. The popular story tells of how the governor Correia de Sousa offered Nzinga no chair to sit during the negotiations. He placed a mat on the floor for her to sit on, which in Bundu custom was a way subordinates were treated. Not willing to accept this, she ordered one of her servants to get down on the ground, and she sat on her back. By doing this, she asserted that she was an equal to the governor. Nzinga managed to persuade the governor, who accepted all her demands. She was so delighted that she converted to Christianity and was baptized, adopted the name Dona Anne de Sousa in honor of the governor's wife. However, the treaty was never honored by the Portuguese. They refused to return the Kijigos, insisting that they were slaves captured in war. Furthermore, they did not withdraw from Ambaca and did nothing to stop the Imbangala from causing havoc. In 1624, Nzinga's brother was so depressed because of the loss of his kingdom that he committed suicide. Nzinga assumed control as regent of his young son named Kaza. Then she assumed powers of the ruling in Ndongo, calling herself Lady Ndongo, and later Queen Ndongo. A new Portuguese governor, Fernão de Sousa, arrived in 1624 and entered negotiation with Nzinga, but from the beginning he claimed possession to the Kijigos and refused to leave Mbacas. This led to war, and de Sousa was able to oust Nzinga from the capital of Kidonga that year. She fled to the east and reoccupied on the island in 1627, but was also driven out again in 1629, during which time they captured her sister. Portuguese forces persuaded Nzinga and the remnants of her army to the Baixi de Casanja district, where she was only able to escape by climbing down steep cliffs with ropes. Nzinga was unable to hold on to Ndongo, so she raised sufficient forces to take over the neighboring kingdom of Madamba. She accomplished this in 1631. She personally led her troops to battle and forbade her subjects to call her queen, preferring to be addressed as king. Portugal attempted to to come to an understanding with her in 1639 and sent a mission to improve relations, but nothing came of the attempt. She could no longer trust him. Going Dutch. In 1641, the Dutch West Indian Company, rivals of Portuguese, seized Luanda, now the capital of Angola. Nzinga hoped to recover the lost lands with the Dutch help, so she moved part of her capital to Kavanga in the northern part of Dongo's former domains. She formed an alliance with the Dutch in 1644 and defeated the Portuguese army at Goleme. 2 years later, in 1646, she was attacked and defeated by the Portuguese at Kavanga. In the process, the Portuguese captured her sister and drowned her in the Kwanza River. Man, I was just talking about Kwanza. Okay, Again, with Dutch assistance in Luanda, Nzinga routed to Portuguese army in 1647 and then laid siege to the Portuguese capital of Masangano. The Portuguese recaptured Luanda with the Brazilian commander named Salvador de Benavides in 1648. Nzinga then retreated to Madamba and continued to resist the Portugal well into her 60s, always leading at the front. Final years. In 1657, weary of the long struggle, Nzinga signed a peace treaty with the Portugal, and after the wars ended, she attempted to reconstruct her nation, which had been seriously damaged by years of conflict. She devoted her efforts to resettling former slaves. Despite the numerous efforts to dethrone her, Nzinga would die a peaceful death at the age of 80 on December 17, 1663 in Madamba. Madamba went through civil war after her death, but her legacy lived on. Portugal would no longer have control over the Angolan interior until the 20th century. Today, Nzinga is remembered in Angola for her political and diplomatic acumen, great wit, and intelligence, as well as her brilliant military tactics. In time, Portugal and most of Europe will come to respect this formidable African king. A major street in Luanda is named after her, and a statue of her can be seen in Kinshasa, on an impressive square. Angolan women are often married near the statue, especially on Thursdays and Fridays. As a great heroine of Angola and Africa, Nzinga has many variations of her name, reflecting her fame and popularity. She was sometimes even known by completely different names, including, but not limited to, Queen Nzinga, Nzinga 1, Queen Nzinga Ndongo, Nzinga Mbandi, Nzinga Mbande, Jinga, Singa, Jinga, Ginga, Jinga, Jinga, Ana Nzinga, Angola Nzinga, Nzinga of Madamba, Nzinga, Nzingwa, An Nzinga, Mbande and Jinga, and Nzinga, Donna Ann de Sousa, Donna Anna de Sousa, and Queen Nzinga of Ndongo.
Can you please show us the statue?
Oh, sure. Right here.
Just put it up. Oh, yeah. Wonderful, eh? What are the lessons we can take from Nzinga's life?
She was very resilient and smart and proud. And yeah, she supported her people.
Great. And she negotiated peace treaties with the Portuguese. Did they honor them, the peace treaties?
No.
They didn't. At one stage, with the first treaty, she even converted to Christianity.
Called herself
And she even changed the name.
In honor of the Portuguese
Yes.
governor's wife.
Did it help?
Not really. No, it didn't.
Yeah.
They refused to give back the people that they had captured, and still had mercenaries sent by the Portuguese,
Yeah.
running around in Mbaka, causing havoc.
She's a great inspiration, eh?
Yes.
Thank you, Ali, for reading the story of Queen Nzinga of Angola, the warrior king.
Call me king.
She is a king.
Yes.
Thank you. All right,
Okay.
then the next person will be Chimangi.